Happy Easter, everyone. It's a huge joy to be able to celebrate my first Easter Mass with each and every single one of you as a priest. The tomb was left opened yet empty. And so it wasn't the disciples that were first to experience that. It was not the apostles, it was not Peter or John or Matthias. It was Mary Magdalene, one of the few people that did not turn their back on Jesus during his passion. And so Jesus rewards her with the first glimpse of the reality of the resurrection. But think and put yourself in that position. You just witnessed the Messiah be beaten and put to death on the cross. He was humiliated. He experienced the greatest injustice known in human history. But then when you finally go to visit him, to give respect to the person that gave his life for you, no one is there. What horror that must have been to not see anyone. And so she runs. She looks for the apostles. She finds John, the beloved disciple, and Peter, the head of our church. And she says, I don't know where they put him. And so they run. They run. Someone has taken Jesus. And so John gets there first. It's kind of interesting. It's almost like the heart and the head. We fall in love before any type of logic makes sense. At the very root of love, it makes no sense. For people who were built on self-preservation, love makes no sense. And so they get there. But they don't see a desecrated tomb. They see it empty. But what do they see? They see the garments that Jesus wore when he was put there, the wraps they put around him as they anointed his body after he suffered. And it was kindly and politely folded up, like Jesus was staying at a nice hotel. And they are confused. If one of his detractors, one of his enemies, wanted to take his body, they would not have left his garments like that. And so, at the very beginning of their faith journey is what we see as the foundation of our church. That we have a God that gave up his life for each and every single one of us, suffered the most gruesome death in humanity, and responds to that persecution, that judgment, and that hatred with love. The fact that the cross was meant to be a weapon used to punish those that have committed grave sin now represents the sacrifice and love that can only come from a Savior. So we see it in the apostles. You see the gears turning in their head. Could he really have resurrected? John, it seemed, believed right away. But I think Peter, like each and every single one of us, are skeptical. How? How could a human person resurrect from the dead? None of this makes sense. None of this is logical. None of this is possible. and yet it seems to be true. Faith is the very bedrock of which our lives as Christians begin. Each and every single one of us in this church have doubt. We have fears. We have questions. Ask those questions. Give yourself an opportunity to fall in love with our Savior. Do not allow yourselves to stay in the tomb. Confused, skeptical, untrusting. Do we live out our lives as a people that have experienced the resurrection? Because Jesus Christ conquered death. He looked at each and every single one of us in this church and for the rest of eternity. And he said, nothing that you can do will separate yourselves from me. So much so that I am willing to die for you. I will take the guilt and shame and sin of each and every single one of us and put it on the cross. I will not only suffer, I will conquer death. And I will show you that there is more to life than just earthly pleasure. It's union with me. Happy Easter, everyone.